Hey everyone, today we are going to create another survey with our tool, with our Metaforms AI tool. Let's see how it goes. They have provided me a document for this one. I will just start uploading it and I will review it while it's processing. So this is the survey that we are going to program today. Okay, so it seems like the survey is for IT software and security survey, so I will name this project accordingly. Okay, yeah, actually we have added another option to this tool. Like while uploading the document, you can upload the clarification sheet as well. So what it does is that it will identify the clarifications that we asked for a particular question, and if there is some response given for that from the research side, it will try to do that as well based on the clarification sheet also. Okay, and also like we have this personalization option where you can select previous surveys that is similar to this survey, so that whatever the patterns that are followed in the previous survey will be followed in this survey as well. As of now, I don't have this a previous survey that is similar to this survey, so I'm just leaving this empty. And here we have another option for templates. What you can do is that, like, this is like a shell, like you will have in Decipher, you will have templates, right? You will duplicate the templated survey and then you start as the like you will keep it as a starting point for your new survey. It's the same thing, here it will display all the surveys that are available in your Decipher platform, and in those surveys, like, you can select any survey, and it will use that survey's XML as a starting point for this survey, and within that XML you will be creating the new questions for your survey. So okay, this is it. I will be start generating the survey now. Okay, let's start generating. Okay, while it is generating, like, I have opened this document in another page. I will just view it and see what are the questions available, and how much time it will take for me to program it if I program it manually. Okay, we have an intro text and we have a numeric age question, and based on that age we have a categorization question. We need to program this as a hidden one and punch it. Likewise, we have another questions for the same age one. Here we are categorizing based on Gen Z, Millennial and Gen X. A gender question is there. Another hidden question is there where we are punching it based on the gender and age both. Hispanic question is there. Okay, state is there. This should be programmed as a drop down. Okay, must select. Okay, this is a termination logic, so if the respondent didn't selected any of this option, they will be terminated. Okay, so in case if the respondent has selected this option NJ or PA in that state drop down, we'll be programming a hidden question as well for this classification one. And then best describes your. Okay, this is a single select question, and this is a multi-select question which has terminations and mutually exclusive options. And we have another, it's also a single select question, and we have categorization based on the income as well. Okay, this seems to be a text box question with no answer option. Okay, this is also a single select. Okay, here we have a checkbox question, but here we need to allow the respondent to only select up to a max of 5 responses. Okay, it's just a grid question. Okay, this is also a grid question. Okay, here we have a ranking question. Actually, based on my previous attempts with this tool, sometimes for the ranking question, it creates a radio question itself. So for now, like I will for this one I will instruct the AI, like in case if you encounter any ranking question, you would need to use this syntax like that, so that it will know for ranking questions it needs to use select question type, and also it will know like what it needs to use for the users attribute for that question in order to display it as a select ranking question. Okay, we have a checkbox question again, and we have base condition for this one. Okay, this is a loop, so we are looping this for all the selections the respondent made in Q6. Okay, and this is also a grid question, and here we have a piping as well. Whichever the respondent has selected in Q6 will be piped in this place. Okay, and this is a okay, we have a auto sum setup as well, where we need to show total of the responses the respondent entered in this numeric list question. Okay, again a radio question. Okay, again a text box question with don't know option, HTML info, again a number question. Okay, in number question it seems like we have a validation, like the respondent should enter a number that is greater in the second row compared to the first row. So if they have entered a 1 here in this row, then they need to enter more than that, like 2 3 like that in the second row. Let's see if it programs the validation for this as well. Okay, okay, here we are just piping whatever they have selected in Q13. Okay, okay, this seems to be a like a multi-select question, but here we need to group the options based on this one, like option 1 to 4 should be shown together, option 8 to 9 should be shown together, likewise option 14 to 15 and 18 to 19. Okay, we have another like a checkbox question where we have like column wise selection, and also like for the last two rows we have open text box option and mutual exclusive option. Okay, 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 here they have given a PN. What public cloud-based data platforms do you personally have knowledge of or responsibility for? Okay, randomize, show only the options selected in Q15. Okay, we will show the options that they have selected in Q15 for the in the public cloud column. And also for this 11th option we need to like pipe in the text the respondent have entered in the other specify option, instead of directly like mentioning other, please specify for this 11 one. Okay, 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 here we have a hidden question where we need to punch it based on the responses from Q19 and Q20. Okay, okay, here we have to show the question in a carousel setup which uses the user's attribute codsort.7, so I will use it. Okay, and also here we have a setup where we need to show a text in the left hand side and we need to show text in the right hand side as well. For this we would need to use the left right setup. Let's see if it's able to program, or I would provide that user's attribute manually. Let's see. Okay, here we have a slider question. Okay, and again an auto sum question. Okay, these are all just simple questions at the end in the demographic section. Okay, so if I have to program this questionnaire manually, then it would take me like 6 to 8 hours. So let me try it with our tool. Here I'm like going to do this in a different way, like I'll be instructing the AI to create like a first 10 questions or 5 questions, then I will review it, and then only I will ask the AI to create the next set of 5 questions or 10 questions. Likewise, that's the approach I'm going to do for this questionnaire. Okay, I think this is uploaded now. So okay. Okay, as I told you, like for the rank sort question, sometimes it doesn't create the select question, it creates a radio question. So for that, I'm going to give that instruction in the instruction box so that it knows what it needs to create for the ranking question. I will also give an example from the Decipher documentation itself for the ranking question so that it knows what are the syntax it needs to use and what are the attributes it needs to use for that question. So I will say, like, for the ranking question, use the below syntax. And actually I'm copying a example question from the Decipher documentation itself for this ranking question so that it knows like how to create it. You'd be able to find this XML in the customizing rank sort question in the Decipher documentation. So okay, then I'll just close this instruction one and I will start creating the question from start. Okay, now I will instruct the AI to create like first 5 questions, and then I will review it and then I will go for the next questions. I'm doing this because our AI has that pattern matching capability, so that in case if it makes any error, I can correct it in the first few questions before going to the next question, so that I don't need to repeat the same corrections again for those subsequent questions. Okay, now I'll start generate. Okay, okay, it seems to create the questions properly. Let's see. Okay, as we said, it stopped after creating 5 questions, so I'll just review this XML and see if I need to make any corrections. So here this is actually a title for this questionnaire, so I don't need to show this to the respondents. The name is correct, intro, and also for this honest thoughts, it didn't provided the underline and bold. So for that, what I'm going to do, actually we have a shortcut in our tool that you can use to make it bold, italic and all. So for this honest thoughts, I'm going to press Ctrl B. You can see this is bolded, and also you can use underline as well. Ctrl U, it will underline it. So you can use these shortcuts when you are programming. Okay, now let's see the next question. Okay, this is programmed correctly. The title is what is your age, and the range is also given correctly, 1 to 99. Let's see the termination. Terminate immediately if less than 18. Okay, this is also given properly. S1.val less than 18. Okay, but here it didn't state it, like inside the term tag it didn't mention like which question it got terminated or the reason for termination, so I'm going to add it here. Termed because of underage. Okay, let me see this punching logic as well. H age variable. Okay, let me see the rows if it's programmed correctly. Okay, age 18 to 24, 25 to 35, okay, 55 to 65 and 65 plus. Okay, this is done correctly, the rows are given correctly. Let me see the punching as well. S1.val greater than equal to 18, less than equal to 24. Okay, this is right. Okay, this punching is also right. 25 to 34, 35 to 44, 45 to 54. Okay, this is done properly. So I'm just going to the next question. H generations. Okay, this is also based on age, but we have different categorization here compared to the previous one. Okay, now s1 dot val greater than or equal to 18, 27, okay, 28 to 43, 44 to 59. Okay, if they are not in this category, then they would be 60 plus, so it just programmed it in the else condition. That's correct. Okay, for s2 we have two options, male and female. This is also done properly. Okay, let me see the next one. Okay, next we have a classification based on the age, x, gender. So let's see if the rows are given correctly. Okay, male 18 to 24, 65. Okay, this is also done properly. Let me see the hidden punching logic as well and execute. Now, okay, for male, okay, s2 is the question where we are asking the respondent about their gender. So s2.r1 refers to male. Okay, it's done, it's given properly. Else we are punching the remaining 6 options. Okay, this is also done properly. And also, as you can see, this 18 to 24 is already categorized in this hidden question, so we don't need to program that logic again. So it's smart enough to identify this. I can use this hidden question to punch this hidden question, and likewise it don't need to repeat that logic again. This will be useful for you, like while you are making changes as well. So like if some categories is changed, then you can just modify the logic in one question. You don't need to modify in more than one place to modify that classification logic. Okay, 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 this classification logic is also seems to be programmed properly. Let me see s3. Okay, from these questions, like I have just changed only one thing, that is this term one and this HTML formatting. Other than that, everything seems to be looking fine for me. Okay, let me see the next question. s3, are you Hispanic or Latino? Okay, as you can see, like Decipher assigns value in an ascending order, starting from index 0, index 1, but here the values are like 1 and 0. It's smart enough to identify that I need to provide a value attribute for this one, so this is proper. Okay, let me see s4. Okay, here also it seems to have programmed this question properly, but here we don't need the value 1. So 1 second. So here we have a multi-line edit option. So what you can do is that you can press option or alt, I guess, in Windows, and you can select multiple. You can click on that place to get a multiple cursor. So I just did it, and then I am deleting all of the values together. Okay, this is done. Okay, let me just ask it again to generate the next 5 questions. So I'm doing this approach because as soon as I make any changes in the previous XML, it will be able to identify that pattern for programming the next one. Okay, let me see the states. Okay, it programmed this drop down as a select one properly. Okay, now okay, 51 options are there. All of these are sequential, so we don't need to provide value for this, so it's done properly. And also we have a termination here, like in case if these are not selected, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, India, then we need to terminate them. So let's see a few of the options. If it's programmed correctly, then we can skip it. Alabama is ch1, and Florida is, 1 second, where is the Florida? Florida is ch10, and Georgia is ch11. Let me see the first 3 options. Okay, it's given correctly, like ch1, ch10, ch11. So I'm not going to check all of this to make sure if it's done properly or not, because the first 3 this conditions are correct. So I'm just going to leave this one, and then let me check the punching logic as well, as it is given here. Okay, as you can see here, they have just given us the shortened code of this state, but it's able to identify which state it is by itself, and it's able to program this one. Here they have given NJ only. It's able to identify this belongs to New Jersey, and it's smart enough to put that condition here. Like if you're doing it manually, then it will be harder for you to like identify like what is NJ, what is PA and all, but here it's doing it by itself. Okay, this is also done correctly. S6, which are the following best describes? Okay, here they have given do not randomize, so for that we don't need to provide shuffle attribute. Okay, and for okay, but actually I missed it here. They didn't it didn't follow the pattern of like mentioning where the respondent got terminated and the reason for it. So this time I will make it like modify this, but the next time like it should be able to identify, like in case if some pattern is not followed once, then what you can do is that you can like modify the second time, and in the third time like it for 90% like I can say with 90% accuracy, like it will be able to follow the pattern again. But for this time I will just provide like why they got terminated in this question. Okay, this is done. Likewise I will also modify this one. S6 which are the following? Okay, here you can see like it shows like autocomplete suggestion for you, and it's right. I'm just going to press tab to complete it. Okay, and also here let's see S7. Okay, here also you can see this auto suggestion is providing you correct text to autofill. I'm just going to press tab again. Okay, here you can see the termination is programmed correctly for code 1, 2, 8 and 9. Okay, that's done. And for the last option we have like none of this mutually exclusive. For that it programmed this exclusive equal to 1 and randomize equal to 0. And this is a checkbox question, so we don't need to provide value for this even if the precodes are not sequential. Okay, S8. Okay, S8 is done properly. Let me see, another hidden question is there. Okay, the rows are correct, and also okay, less than 60,000, so it's for row 1, 2 and 3 we need to punch this first option, so it's done properly. For row 4, 5, 6, 7 we need to punch code 2. Okay, this is also done. Okay, everything looks fine to me. I'm going to the next question. As you can see from all of this, I just updated the termination one, and everything else it's able to identify and program it by itself. Okay, now let's create the next 5 question. Come into the main section one. So here the first question is a text box list with a don't know, no answer option, and the next one is a radio, and the next one is a multi-select one with a condition like we need to restrict the respondent to select only up to 5 responses, and also we need to randomize this one. Shuffle equal to row should be present. And we have another question. This is a grid question, but we need to have column wise selection instead of row wise selection. Let me see, it's generating. I don't know, it's taking time. Okay, let me just stop it and generate again. Okay, it's able to create now. As you can see, like it's able to program this one as well. do not allow duplicates, allow input sequentially. For that one, I think we need to add validation for this one. So I will use the edit with AI option to make that work. Let's see. Responses in the text box are not duplicates, and enter in sequential order only. Example, only allow respondent to enter in the second text box if the first text box has answer. If not, show error to enter the response sequentially. Okay, it's done. Okay, I'm just going to select syntax and question aware one because it needs to know the questioner context as well. While it's editing that one, let me review the next few questions. Okay. As you can see, like it is able to like identify, like I need to like program the row 2, 3, 4 as optional one, and it only need to like force the respondent to like enter the response in the first text box only. And also it programmed the validation one. If you see, like it programmed it like this, like if this okay, instead of this I need to have like this question. So I will just modify in these places. Okay, if first row is not answered and second row is answered, then it's showing an error like please enter respondent in the first box before proceeding. Likewise it did for the other rows as well. So I'm just replacing it. Okay, and also you can see here we have like here it's making a set, and inside that set it's using a list comprehension function to get all the values for all the rows, and it's seeing like whether any duplicates are there. If any duplicates are there, it's raising an error like duplicate responses are not allowed. So this is done properly. So I'm just going to the next question. Okay, in this question, like I need to have values, but it didn't add values. So I'm just going to instruct it to add value. So for this, I don't need to know the questionnaire context. So I'm just going to use the syntax our first one and then generate. Okay, while it's doing that one, let me see the next one. Okay, here it's programmed a checkbox as a max ranks. So I don't want max ranks, I just want max, utmost. So I'm just going to give utmost, and randomize is programmed properly, and also comment is placed in the comment tag. Okay, and also for the last option we have this other specify open text box. It is also programmed properly, and here we don't need to provide value because this is a checkbox question. Okay, now let me go to Q3. Okay, here you can see like we need response column wise, and it's able to identify that, and it's also provided grouping equal to calls for that one. So respondent can enter one response per column. Okay, please select one response for each column. Okay, this is done. And this Q4 has a base condition, like we need to show this only if currently is selected for option 1, 2 and 3. Okay, C1 or 1, C1 or 2, C1 or 3. Okay, this is also done correctly. And please select one response per row. So this is a grid question with rows and columns. It is also done properly. Okay, I will just go and create the next 5 questions. As you can see, like among all of this, I just made like 3 or 4 edits that is done by AI, except it like everything looks good to me. Okay, after this 5 questions, like what I'm going to do is that like I'm going to check the logic, and also like I will be saving it to Decipher, and I will take a test link as well to see in case if any error is there, just to make sure like that is not followed in the next questions and all. Okay, now you can see like we have like given in the instruction box for ranking question, use this syntax like that. Here, uh, as soon as it encountered a ranking question, this Q5, it's able to use that syntax for our question and modified the text and everything based on the question in the questionnaire. Okay, here we have this rank up to 3 in order, so it has given the property like min ranks equal to 3 for that, so the respondent will be able to answer like a rank only 3 here. But it missed one thing, that it didn't provided the option for ranking in the choices, so I'm just going and just I will just add this choices here. Okay, so rank first 3 and 4. Okay, it's added. Now unique equal to cause, ranks are equal to ranks. Okay, then I will just go to Q6. Here at least equal to 1, this is right, and we have randomize as well, shuffle equal to rows. Okay, for this Q5 one, okay, I just forgot, like, and we need to randomize that as well. Okay, please select all that apply. Okay, open and box is programmed properly, don't know is done. Okay, okay, here for radio we have a condition like objective insert Q6. Okay, whatever the option the respondent selected in Q6, that needs to be inserted here. So one sec, and we need to program this inside a loop instead of like a normal question. So I'm just going to instruct the AI to edit it and to program this question inside a loop. And have the rows from which question, Q6 in loop rows. Let's see, I need to have questionnaire context as well, so I'm just going to use this syntax and questionnaire our model. Okay, let me see. So while it's generating, let me review the Q8 as well. Okay, here we need to have autosum setup. It's able to identify that and program this in autosum setup, and the range is also from 1 to 100, as the sum should total up to 100. And okay, range is given. Okay, but it didn't provide this amount equal to 100 to verify the total is 100 or not, so I'm just going to give amount equal to 100 here. Okay, okay, so it programmed that Q7 loop. Let me review that Q7 loop now. And okay, here you can see in this condition, like we don't need to okay, it added all the rows but it didn't add that other specified row. Let me add that as well here, R10, and in this question it is given as R98. Okay, instead of R, like I'm just going to use like this, because I'm going to change the block condition using this value from this loop row label. So let me just remove it, and for this okay, other specify option, here the code is given as 11. Okay, let me use 11 here as well. Okay, now I need to change this condition, it's programmed somewhat incorrectly. Let me just modify this one, loop bar colon label, and okay, let me see, how would you rate the effectiveness of insert from Q6 for the following loop for each qualified option from Q6. So whatever the respondent selected in Q6, that those are the things should be loop rows here, that is done. And also the condition is given now properly. And also like here you can see in the where the place we need to pipe the selection from q6, it used the loop where, and also it named that loop where as provider and used the provider here. Okay, then this is done. And q8 is also done. Let me see q9 is a single select question with 3 rows. Okay, this is also done properly. And q9 don't have any base conditions and all. Okay, I need to add the shuffle. Okay, let me see. Okay, here also we need to have shuffle. Done. Okay, q9 is also done. So now what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to sync to Decipher, and it will save this project in my Decipher account. And after that I will be able to get the test link of this using this button. So let me sync it to Decipher. Okay, it's showing me there is an error. Let me see. Okay, like I have deleted the div, but I didn't delete the closing tag of the div. It's my mistake, sorry. Let me save it again. Okay, let me see. Okay, rows. Okay, now it's saved. Now I'm going to click on this test link. So now you can see we have the test link for our for the survey that is created in our Decipher account. So you can click this button to open this in a new tab. Let me see. Okay, you can see the survey is coming properly here. One sec. Now I will just go to few questions and see if it's coming properly or not. Okay, it's able to like terminate the respondents in case if they are underage. Okay, I'll just go again to our XML. Okay, now I will again like start creating the questions from Q10. And also I noticed here for this calls the value is not provided, so I'm just going to instruct the AI to add value for the calls. I don't need to have the questionnaire as context for this one, so I'm just going to generate it. Okay, it added the value for the calls, so I'll start generating from Q10 now. Create the next 5 questions. So this should be a numeric number question with the don't know option. Okay, it's programmed right. Okay, next 5 questions are programmed. I'm just going to quickly review it. Q10 is done, and here they didn't mention any range for this question, so we don't have any range here. And for okay, this intro is not programmed, I guess, so I'm just going to like ask the AI to add the intro for this one. I will ask the AI to create it as a HTML one. Okay, created it. Let me see. Okay. You didn't added the underline and all, so I'll just add this one manually. Just a sec. Add one of your credit card to digital wallet, so this should be underlined. So I'm just using the shortcut command U, and Windows it will be control U. And also we need to make this making these purchases using the card in the digital wallet, so this should be also underlined. So I'm just going to use the same shortcut control U. Okay, this formatting is done. And now in Qtel as well, it seems like we have some formatting. Let me make that as well. Just a minute. Okay, till card it should be italics, and then should be in underline. Sure. Okay, then this is done. Okay, let me go to the next question, and you can see for this, like it added the row label as VW1 as it is mentioned in the QNR. Okay, so this one should be bold. Okay then, and also it's programmed the range as 0 to 99 correctly. The amount indicated in each corresponding row should be greater than the amount indicated in the previous row. So it didn't add the validation for that one. So what I'm going to do is that, like, I'm going to use edit with AI, and I will ask it to add the validation for the one. Add validation and show error if respondent entered a number that is equal to, or entered a number in row 2 that is equal to or less than the number entered in row 1. Okay, let's see. While it's adding, let me review the other things. Okay, here we need to pipe in the value the respondent entered in the VW21. So here, instead of this, we would need to use this syntax. Let me just change it. Okay, and then okay. Okay, here it's added the error as well, and the logic for this validation as well. So instead of using this question, it used this. So I'm just modifying this question, this to this question. Okay, if W2 value is lesser than W1 value, it will show this error to the respondent. So this is done. Let me review Q12A. So here also we have now modified the piping. So this seems to be good to me. And okay, there are some formattings I need to do. Let me make that as well. Okay, this is done. Okay, the rows are programmed properly. Let me go to Q13. Okay, at what dollar amount of one-time statement would you consider addition of your credit card and making 3-digit allowances? Okay, it should accept 0 to 99, must be greater than VW1. Okay, this is done properly. You can see, like, if it's less than or equal to VW1, it's raising an error. Okay. Okay, and in Q13A we have a piping here as well. We need to pipe in the response, the respondent provided in the Q13 question. So this is just a number question, so we can just use this pipe colon Q13 one, so it's programmed it properly. Actually, in some places it missed the formatting of this text and all. So like as we have only shorter time, like as we don't have that much time for this recording, so I will just exclude checking this formatting one. Except this, I will check the validation and base condition and punching logic and everything. Okay, according to this Q13A seems to be programmed properly. Let me go to Q14 one and program the next 5 questions and modify it if it makes any errors, or if something we want to add additionally to the XML. Okay, generate the next 5 questions. Okay, let me see. Okay, Q14, this is just like a normal number question with a range of 0 to 99, and also here we have a validation where we have to make sure that the response given for this question is greater than the response given for VW2. And as you can see here, we have changed in the previous questions, we have changed this to this question, but now based on the changes we have made, it's following the same pattern and it's using this question instead of this. Okay, and also the validation seems to be programmed properly here. Okay, here we need to have groups, but it's not provided here. Let me ask the AI to add the groups as well. Group 1 to 4, 8 to 9, 14 to 15, 18 to 19. Okay, let me edit it. Let's see. Okay, while it's editing, let me review the next question as well. Okay, Q15. Okay, here they have mentioned as please select all the tuple per column. So it's able to identify that and it programmed the grouping equal to calls, but it missed one thing. Instead of programming it as a checkbox, it programmed it as a radio question. So I'll just modify that one only. Checkbox and ending tag checkbox, and I will add at least equal to 1 for this one. Okay, is done. And also we have shuffle equal to rows, and as you can see the auto session is showing to add shuffle equal to rows. So I will just click tab to add it. And here we have row groups, right? So it programmed the group, but it didn't add the groups tab for this rows and all. So I'm just going to add this tag manually for this one. So from the next one it should be able to follow that. Let me just copy this, and as we have that multi-line edit option here, so I will use that multi-line edit and add the groups instead of adding it individually. Okay, here we need to have G2. Okay, here also I will use that multi-line edit, and instead of G2 we need to have G3. Yeah, so G3. Okay, for the rest of this I need to add a group of G4. Let me add it as well. Okay, okay. Okay, it's added. Okay, 14 and 15 should be shown together. Let me see the programming note again. 1 to 4 is grouped now, uh, and then 8 to 9 should be grouped. Okay, this is not done properly. Okay. To 9. I'll just add this import too. Okay, let me just come back to this again and modify it in the later part. Just a minute. Okay, I'll just review Q15 now. Q15, like we have like an option should be selected per column. Okay, it's fine. And in Q16, like it should be programmed as a checkbox. That's done properly. At least equal to 1 is given, and also rows are randomized. And we have a programming note, like we need to show only the options that are selected in Q15 for the public cloud column. Here like I need to change this somewhat, like I need to program it like this, Q15 row.c1. okay, and then Q17 is also a numeric question, and what portion of your, okay, here they have asked what portion, and also they have mentioned as the percentage. So it actually identified it and programmed the verify equal to a range of 0 to 100 correctly, but I need to add this post text of percentage here. I will add it. Okay, then let me just go to the next part of the survey. Create next 5 questions. We are nearing the end of the questionnaire. Let's see. Okay, Q18 is done properly. Q19 is a single select grid per row, and it is also done properly. Q20 we need to show only if only for the rows for which in Q19 S is selected. So this row condition is also programmed properly, and now you will be able to see, like here we have changed this row count as per we need, and it's able to identify that and use the same type of row count condition here for this question Q20. Okay, now shuffle rows is given, but it seems like it didn't follow this programming note. So I will just instruct the AI to add the, like, to randomize both of this question rows in the same order. Let me see if it's able to do or not. Randomization of Q19 and Q20 the same. Okay. Q19. Okay, let's see. Okay, it added that execute equal to Q20 rows order and equal to q19 rows dot order properly. Now I need to go to the next question. Let's see. Okay, HQ20, like I will check the punching logic now. Okay, in case if the respondent has selected C1 in Q19, then that option for that row we need to mark it as unaware of that brand, and if they have selected if they have selected C2 or 3, I need to mark them as unaware of the brand. If they have selected C1, I need to see what they have selected in Q20 and mark the response based on it on HQ20. So here it's able to do this one, like Q19 row dot C1. If it is C1, then it's checking the value that is entered in Q20 and it's punching that value in HQ20 row. Okay, if it is not C1, if it is C2 or C3, it's punching C8 properly with the proper syntax. Okay, I'll just go to Q21. Show brand if Q19 equal to 1S. So here also, like we have a note, like we need to show only the brands for which S is selected in Q19. So it programmed that properly, and as we have seen earlier, it missed that randomization one. So I'll just I'll just delete this question and I will just generate it again, because as we have given this code here, it should be able to identify it and do it here as well to maintain the same randomization order from Q19. Let's see if it's able to do, or else I will just use the edit with A. Okay, it's able to do that. Okay, I didn't mention like how much questions to create, so it's created like 3 questions. Let me just review these 3 questions and go to the next questions now. Okay, for Q21 the order is maintained, and also the shuffle rows is given, columns are good, but here it's mentioned as to show this in a chord sort or a carousel setup. As of now, these display things, we will be providing this support for this display things within a month for the styling kind of thing, but it will create the base questions. In case if it has any additional display setting, you can do this for 1 or 2 questions, and if the next question follows the same display pattern, then it will use the same uses property for that question as well. But for this question, I will just add this use is equal to cotsort.7 to implement this carousel setup for this question. Okay, in Q22, this is just a single select question, and we have comment and shuffle equal to rows is given. Other please list is also made as an open-end one. And in Q23, we have how likely to or you to stick with, we need to pipe the option that the respondent has selected in Q22 in Q23. That is done properly. The comments are given correctly, and also the row options are given properly. Now I will go to Q24. Actually, as you can see here, I'm not able to view this question properly here. In some of the places, if you feel like this is not displaying the question properly, I would suggest you to view the document in docs for that particular question, so that you know what setup is needed for the question. For this setup, I will just view the doc. 1 second. Where is the doc? Okay, I'll just view this doc now for that question. Okay, Q24 seems to be having a left right setup with a left row legend as well and a right row legend as well. Okay then let me go back to my tool. Okay, I will initially ask the AI to generate this question, and I will modify it based on my need, as this is just a display property. I will just do it myself. It will give me the structure of this question, and also it will provide all the rows, options and all, but the display thing I will add it now manually. 1 second. Create Q24 only. Okay, Let's see if it's adding the columns properly or not. Here now we need to have this describe me better, I am in the middle, describes me better as the columns, and I prefer to rely on myself and pursue my ideas. These are all rows. So let's see if it's adding properly or not. Okay. Okay, it added the rows properly, but because of the formatting of this file, it's not able to identify the columns. So I'll just what I can do now is that I will use edit with AI for this question, and I will just instruct it to program the below options as columns. And I will just paste the text that I copied from the questionnaire to here. And also, like when you are using this create and all, if you want to enter a multi-line text and all, what you need to do is that, like, you need to press shift and enter instead of directly entering, because if you directly press enter, then it will just start creating that question what you have described here. So okay, I have copied pasted the text from questionnaire, and I have given an instruction of program the below options as columns. I will just generate it. Okay. Okay, it added the options that I mentioned as columns. Okay. Okay. And also in the rows, as you can see, it added all the text from the rows in the in the same text, but I want some part of the text to be in the row legend property of that row instead of directly pasting that as a text in that row. So I will modify one row, and I will instruct the AI to modify the other rows as well based on this change. Okay, so I am modifying one row. Okay, now I modified one row. I will instruct the AI to modify other rows based on the change I have made in row 1. Modify row 227 and follow the same pattern followed for row R1. Let's see. Okay, it modified it properly. Now I just need to add a few things. I need to add this display property of like use is equal to left right to make the to satisfy the display that is given in this questionnaire. And also we have checked with the researcher before programming this, and based on his review, like it seems like for the text that is given in the center part of this grid, we need to program a hidden question, and we need to punch it if the respondent has selected column 2 for that particular row. So I will ask the AI to create that as well. Just give me a minute. Okay, so I need to have this entrepreneurial mindset, adaptability, community focused. Yeah, these are also row for a hidden question, and I need to punch it if column 2 is selected for the particular row. So I'll just instruct the AI to create that hidden question. Okay. create hidden question HQ24 and punch and have rows from Q24 and punch it. I will also mention like check as a checkbox question. Create a hidden checkbox question HQ24 and have rows from Q24 and punch it if column 2 is for that row and have I will also give the example of the rows that it needs to add. Okay, let's just generate it now. Okay, only few questions are remaining after this, maybe 5 or 6. Okay, let's get this finished quicker. Okay, it programmed it properly. As you can see, if in row 1 column 2 is punched, then row 1 in HQ24 is punched, and also like var equal to execute survey comma report is given. Okay, now we will start resuming from Q25 now. Create next 5 questions. Okay, let me review it. Okay, in Q25 below are the characteristics of people. Where do you think you fall along in the continuum for each characteristics? Let me see like how this looks in the actual document. Just a minute. Okay, so it seems like we need to use a scalar kind of thing for this question, and each question should be separate, like each row should be a separate question, like Q25x1, Q24, Q25x2, like that and all. So for this what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give an example for this on how to create this one while editing this one, and I will let A to like edit this question based on the syntax I'm providing in that edit. Let me just copy some syntax. Just a minute. Okay, I will press on Q25, edit this question based on the below given format. Okay, okay, it created it, and as you can see, okay, now instead of this AMP I need to like this. Okay, now as you can see in the right legend we have these properties. We have this in the left legend, Under the right legend we have this do not actively participate in my community, and also this is programmed as a like slider number question with this property slider number dot r6. See, and also the range is provided properly, like 1 to 100, 0 to 100. Okay, then I will go to Q26 now. This is just a checkbox question, and it added the properties for those, but it didn't added that shuffle equal to rows for here. I will just add it myself. Okay, Q27 only show the operating environment selected in Q26. Let's see if it's programmed the call condition for this properly. Okay, in Q26 these options are presented as rows, but in Q27 these options are presented as a column. So for this one it used it as like Q26 of call, but it should not be like this. So I'll just modify this one. Q26 dot rows of call dot index. Okay, in case if you face the same scenario in the next part of the questionnaire, it will be able to identify this pattern and program this call con properly. Okay, apart from this it seems like this is done properly, and only one thing I need to add, like after the AutoSum text boxes we need to have this percentage one, so I didn't add that, so I will just add it, post to percentage. Okay, and it's able to add this amount equal to 100 to make sure like respondent enters for 1 second. Okay, it should be per column, so I will just add grouping as well. Q27 is done. Let me go to the next question, which is just a HTML question, and also D1 seems to be just a radio question. Let me just create the remaining question in this survey. Okay, in D2 we have a go to logic. Let's see if it's programming that properly. If number 3 or 4 is selected, okay, but as I can see like in this D2, like we are just skipping one question if R1 or R2 is not selected, so it just programmed that base condition in D3 instead of programming a go to one. So this is also done good, and D4 is also a simple radio question, it's done properly. D5 like besides yourself, how many of the following live in, okay, this is just a number question, and here we have a programming note, allow any number from 0 to 10, so it's also provided properly. And then please enter 0 if none, okay, that is in comment. And these are the rows also programmed properly. And in the end we have just one HTML info. Let me just save this. Seems like we have programmed all the questions for this survey, and actually it took some more time than I expected. It's because 1 second, row legend equal to both, shuffle equal to rows. Save it again. Okay, in the example I have provided like instead of legend I have put it like legend, so it created it wrongly. It's not its mistake, it's my mistake. Okay, it's saved. There is one more error. Let's see. Does not belong to any group. Okay, as you know, like if you have groups in Decipher, you need to add this group attribute for all of the rows. If you are just adding it for a few of the rows, it will raise this error. So it's my mistake. I will just add it for the one that I haven't added. Let me save it again. Okay, it's saved now. I will just take the link and I will just check maybe initial 5 or 10 questions. Okay, I will just check between these. I will preview this and I will see if it's coming up properly or not. Actually, if I have logged into this Decipher account, I would have this hidden question will also be shown to me, but I haven't logged in, so it's just showing me like this. So okay, let me just enter the age. Okay, gender is also asked properly. After this we have this Hispanic question that is also coming up correctly. After this we have this race question that is also coming up correctly. Okay, and also we have a state question. In state question, like if we select Alabama or Florida, then we would be able to proceed to the next question. I will select Alabama. Okay, S6 is just a radio question that is also coming up properly. Let me go. Okay, this also seems to come properly, like none of this should be exclusive. Okay, that is done correctly. And here also, like, we need to select we should not select row 1, 2 or 8 and 9 if you want to qualify for this survey. So I will just select this row 4. Let me just copy and paste it and see which is row 4. Okay, this is row 4. I will select it. Okay, I'm going to the next income question. Okay, this is coming properly. Okay, here it seems like in rows it added that 1, 2, 3, 4 and all, but we don't need this, so I'll just go here and one sec. I'll just which is that question. Okay, Q1A. I'll just modify Q1A. We don't need this 1, 2 and all. We can just self close that row tags. Okay, that's fine. I'll just save it again and I will refresh this link. Control Shift. Sorry, I left this. Here also, like, it added validation as well. Let's see if its validation is working or not. Let me refresh this page again. Okay, here I should not be able to enter in the second input box if I haven't entered anything in the first input box. Okay, like the first input box is mandatory, so it's raising that error, like enter in the first input box like that, and it also shows that red highlight, like you need to enter in that first one. Let me enter in the third one without entering the second one, so it's showing the error correctly, like please enter respond in the second box before proceeding. So seems like validation is working properly, but there is one thing here, like that programming, like do not allow duplicates and allow inputs in the sequential only is added as comment here, so I'll just remove that comment only. Okay, validation is working fine for this. Okay, I have just tested like initial like 30% of the survey now. So as the video is getting long, I will stop here. Okay. Yeah, that's all for today. You can, yeah, that's it.